welcome back to Sticks and Strings. I'm Naomi.
I'm Beth.
I'm Eve.
And it is June. Welcome, June. We hope you are well. Sorry, we're covering Beth up. We'll move the flowers.
June is busting out all over.
We always have to cover her up, you know. You know us, we like to get together and get our favorite drinks, even though they take a long time, apparently. and sit back and we get our crafts out and we work together while we talk about it. And we have the gift of gab, as you know. Thanks so much for joining us week after week. I think Beth is going to go first.
Yes.
So I'm going to pause and move those flowers so you can see. All right, Beth is going to go first.
Yes. So I just have just a quick update on this moon gazer with the bunny. I did do some fill in on the bunny and his tail. I finished his tail.
You mean the Death Star?
The Death Star bunny.
Death Star gazer.
Yeah, the Death Star gazer. So I put his little whiskers in, and I'm still debating about outlining his eye because you can't really see it. The two colors of brown, I think on the model stitch here, you can see it much more clearly. The brown on the body of the rabbit is lighter colored than the eye and the ears, so you can so those colors are darker. But the ones I got when it's Havana and Chocolate Mousse are very close in shade, and so you can't really see like the eye of the rabbit in the middle there. So I think I'm gonna back stitch around the eye, and I started to do it and I wasn't happy with the way it looked, so I'm probably gonna do it again with something else, some other color or whatever. But anyway, so I did his tail because I wanted to finish that. And I did a little bit of the lines here. This whole area is like gray and white lines to beat the snow. And but anyway, so yeah, so I've got more of the little stars to do in that background. But I did do one tree, and this bunny is partly done. So anyway, that is Moon Gazer by Heartstring Samplery. And then I have a finish for the June Crossstitch camp. The challenge was to stitch something from a magazine, and so this is from the fall issue, fall 2020 issue of Punch Needle and Primitive Stitcher. This is Autumn Owl Etching by Cecilia Turner of Heart and Hand, and this is the one that I talked about before that I had stitched before for my sister-in-law Rachel. And of the 4 of these seasonal stitches, I think she did a couple of others. She did like a one with flowers and some other one that came out like in 2021 or something, or a little bit later. But in 2020, she did Spring Hare, Summer Catch, this Autumn Owl, and one called Winter Cardinal. So, and they're all, the similar kind of look to them and about the same size. This is on 36 count. This is fabric from that grab bag that Vicki sent us.
Well, you're almost done. You're done?
I'm finished with it.
Oh,
I'm done. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so I knew this would go pretty quick because it was, it's only 50 by 50.
I'm sorry, I wasn't listening. You said that was Cross-Stitch Camp?
Yeah,
oh,
this is June Cross-Stitch Camp.
It's only the 4th, the 5th.
Yep, I finished it on the 4th. I finished it yesterday.
Nice.
Yep.
Well, you get to get kicked out of camp now.
Just hang out and go canoeing or something. And then one thing I did on the 31st, before June started, before I started my cross-stitch camp piece, was Worthy Patriot. I think I talked about it last week.
Yes, you did.
That I had ordered it, yeah. So, and I wasn't sure when I was going to start it, but I went ahead and started it on the 31st of May. So, and I started in the upper left-hand corner up here. And this is the fabric from, what do you call it? Spring Mingle. The Gaia by, what is it? Picture This Plus, I think, is the dyer. for this. So this is like the beginning of the sort of a black border around it, and there's some, and I did just a little bit of the, there's like a flower or a wreath kind of thing here with leaves and stuff. So I just did a little bit of that. I just did one, I think one, a couple of lengths of
Are you the
thread.
type to do the whole frame or no?
Huh?
Are you the type to do the whole frame?
Well, because I started in this corner, I was going down like just to finish this
Run out of the
thread, but I really got tired of it. It's
Yeah.
like 120, I don't know what
gosh.
stitches down here. So I just did.
Sometimes it's easier to get stuff in the
Yeah.
middle done as you're doing the frame, so that your frame meets
Yeah.
properly.
So
Right.
so I started just to go down because to use up this thread, but since I am stitching this 1/2 on 36 count, so the thread like lasts forever. I think I started a new thread here somewhere in the middle, so I'm it was just getting to the end. So I know it's more than 50 stitches because it's like 100 and something, from this little break down.
But this is really big, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
She'll be
So
done with it sometime in 10 years.
yeah, so by the 300th anniversary. So anyway, I just did the outline and I did like a couple of leaves here, and I'll work on it little by little as circumstances permit.
You could do like I'm doing on the Weedy Week. I work on it for 10 minutes whenever I work on it, like every other day.
So oopsie. So my first WIP-GO project is this Teresa Koga. I was just telling my sister on the front here it says our favorite elf, but on the back here where the chart is it says Chunky Elf free chart for Jingle Ball of 2024. So
Oops.
yeah, I do know that's when I got it. So but yeah, it's our favorite elf is what I've been calling it. So all I have left to do is the red fill in on his little robe thing, and I did a little bit of it. I started like here under his beard. I don't think I had done any of it. So these lines under his beard, and I did his other sleeve over here, wrong side, over here. I finished his sleeve on this side. So right now I'm just doing back and forth across the top of his body above the belt, and then I just have to do below the belt, and it'll be done. So I'm hoping, because today, technically I started this yesterday, but I just did a couple of hours, so I'm not sure whether I'm gonna count that or not. But I worked on it some today, but so 7 days should be, I don't know, like Wednesday or Thursday, whatever, of next week. So I'm hoping I can finish it. So yeah, because that's all that's left to do on it. So that is me.
That's you?
Yeah.
All right. I'm going next. Hold on. I just gotta not lose count. 3, 4, 5. Okay. So if you remember what I was doing last week, it was much bigger. Now, actually, I'm gonna move these flowers now. Okay. What I was doing last week was much bigger. So what does that mean? That means I finished the back. Let me see, hold it up the right way. This is the whole back of the Horizon Top by Yumiko Alexander.
It's so pretty.
It looks bigger at the top than it is at the bottom because of the way I'm holding it. Obviously, it would do the same thing if I turned it upside down. So I just have to, so what she does is, so this is the top. She has you join it at the shoulders. So it's kind of like a wide boat neck. And then the top of these, like, you see, like, will drape down. And on the sides here, I have, you probably can't see it. I have a photo where you'll be able to see it. But I've got a marker here. So this is the bottom of the sleeve. This is the top of the shoulder. And then this marker here is the bottom of the sweater. And then you have like a flap. So on the back, the flap is going to be a little bit longer than the flap on the front. And then you seam it on the sides from here to here. But what she has you do, which I think is really smart, is sew the shoulders together, leaving the neck like that. So you have the back and the front sewn at the shoulders, but not at the sides. And then you wet block it, and you pull the two pieces so they're both the same size, wide, side to side, and then the appropriate size front, top to bottom. And you wet block it with blocking wires, which I'm glad I have. And that will really open up this pattern to be what it really is and give it the right length. So this is cotton and not linen, so it might block differently than the linen in her examples, but it should still open up and be the right size. So finish with the back, and now I'm starting the front. It went very fast because it's little yarn on big needles, and I just started the setup rows, so I'm just now starting the body pattern, and overall it's a few less. So I need this to be done. I hope I get it done before she goes to Tanglewood for the summer, but if not, I'll send it to her at Tanglewood. So and then I'll make her friends after this. But then I realized I haven't worked on my sweater in a long time, and I kind of am missing it. But this is going fast, and it's so pretty. I feel good about it. So that's all I've been doing. Literally, that's it, plus work. But I've been working on it pretty diligently. I was real excited. I did stay up till 3 a.m. and got to the point where I had just the 2 finishing rows at the top and then a bind off, and I'm like, I can't do that tonight. I gotta wait. So I forced myself to go to bed, and then this morning I was able to wake up and no. I bound it off last night after dinner, and so this morning I started the front because I was like, I really want to stay up and cast on, but I better not because I've been getting enough sleep. So anyway, I cast this on early this morning, and here I go, just doing the front. So that's all I have. So now Eve is up.
Yeah, let me anchor this needle, so I can't even get it over the needle minder, but I'm gonna unthread it. Because I again am working on my old standby Murder in the Garden, because what I've been working on, which is my cross-stitch camp piece, I've already frogged so much of that.
Oh no.
That, yeah. Oh, this is Murder in the Garden by Hands On Design.
That's going to be so cool. I can't believe that it's a pumpkin. It's so cool.
After last week's video, I put this somewhere and I'm like, where is it? I can't find it. Where is it? I can't find it. I put it where I put all my crochet patterns. Speaking of crochet, this is the only other thing besides Cross Stitch Camp I've been working on. This is the inner, for lack of a better word, shell that goes underneath the yellow part that I did.
Mm-hmm.
Where is it? It got a big kink. Oh, that's you do a row of double crochet and then a row of single crochet and then a row of double crochet. So the kink is where the single crochet starts.
I see.
So I have to do this until it reaches 7 inches.
Mm.
I'm hating my life right now.
Because it's black.
Crocheting with black. I can't tell you how many times I've, like, you know how you're supposed to admire your work. I look back and went, there's 2 in that hole. And it's way back there, and I have to take it all out.
I know. I was towards the end, because I was sleep knitting. Towards the end of this, I was all the way up here, and I did, because you know how they alternate, they alternate long stitches and the regular. And I got up, and I had done a whole set, and I'm like doing and then you have 2 rows of just regular knitting, and I'm like, wait, this is an even row. It's supposed to be on the back, and it's on the front. What did I do? And so I'm looking, and nope, they were stacked. So I had to unknit 2 whole sections. It was maddening.
And then the other frustrating thing is the joins. You know, when I join each row, because it's a double crochet and then a single crochet and then a double crochet, there's these like weird gaps, for lack of a better word. I don't like the way the joints look. They're not seamless where you can't tell where it was, but it's going to be underneath another thing. So
Yeah.
and I put this underneath the yellow one. It does look cool, you know, black and yellow, black and yellow, black and yellow. But you can see every mistake on the yellow part. It just stands out like a sore thumb. But
There's mistakes on the yellow part? A couple?
you know where I
Like a looser stitch or
Yeah. yeah, or you know, I join to a chain from this chain to this chain, and maybe it's a little shorter than what the other double crochet is or something. It still looks wrong, you know.
Yeah.
So this is my cross stitch camp piece. It is Fox's Winter Joy, designed by Sunny Loftstorm of Three Tiny Owls.
Did you finish it?
No.
Oh.
This is it. So
Very close.
What magazine is that?
The Christmas ornament
Correct.
one.
the Cross Stitch Christmas 2025 special holiday issue.
I love things like that. Give me that magazine. I'll look at it.
Okay.
I
So
love things like that.
I decided to work on these big green leaves first because they were the easiest to count to. Did I count them right? No. No, I didn't. So when I'm putting in this light blue, I'm like, that is not in the right place at all. I'm just going to fudge it. And then I'm like, no, because if I fudge it, it'll touch. I had to take them out, too. I had to take them completely out.
But
Put
you've
'em
done
back.
so much work. It looks good.
But I'm hoping I'll be done with it tomorrow.
Yeah.
So if not tomorrow, then Sunday.
It's pretty with the little red, like, holly berries or whatever.
Mm-hmm. I haven't done any of the red yet because they go on several different things, and some are by themselves, and it's going to be easier to count to it from other things. But
these are cute.
oh, there's so many in there that on the front, look on the front, the Santa Claus one,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
that one, and then the one with the nativity. Isn't that beautiful?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And there's your QB snowman, which
Oh,
I
I
forgot.
did him already.
I know.
I haven't made him, but I did him. I'm hoping to put them together before
I love Christmas craft
winter.
books like this.
Yeah, they're nice.
Especially
And then
'cause they're small, they're easy to do.
I did some more on the America Berry by Erica Michaels.
America
Michaels.
I'm
This
sorry.
is where
I know
I
it's an old joke. It just makes me laugh.
This is where I am. So all I have left to do is some more stars and the eagle.
That's cool. That's beautiful.
I finished this little tiny row of back stitching. That was like, need to make sure I get it in the right middle. So since I fudged where America sits under the 250, the heart, which is based on where America is not going to line up with the eagle, which is based on where 250 is. It's going to be off by a whole stitch. And I'm like, do I care?
It's gonna be all wrapped around as a berry anyway.
No, it's going to be able. If someone comes to your house and picks up that berry and says, "This is one stitch off," kick them out and say, "Go to someone else's house and criticize someone else's cross stitch."
So I have now reached the hottest color I have,
Oh no!
which is
It's
supposed to
been
go up to
awful.
117, 115 from a certain degree. I don't remember what it was, 104 to 115. I have a feeling it's going to go above 115 this year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I do too.
But here's one kitty done, and the next one started. I didn't do today's temperature, which was at the airport 106, but my phone was telling me it was 113.
Yeah.
Oh
I was
god.
gonna say, I think I remember seeing 110, and that was several hours ago.
Yeah, I think it got up to 114, 113 out in Santan.
It's really bad.
Now it's saying it was 107, so, cause I'm in town, yeah. So,
And it's nighttime.
no,
Oh.
the daytime high.
The high, yeah.
Oh, mm.
As I said, I work on this every other day for about 10 minutes. This is Crazy Stitch, We Do Geek, and I know 10 minutes isn't a long time, but you know, every stitch is progress. And I am almost done with this row that says, we don't care what others think. It says, we don't care what,
We don't care what?
we don't care what other,
We don't care what other.
you know, honestly, if you have a passion for something like Star Trek or Star Wars or cross stitch or something like that, you shouldn't care what others think. I wish I was working on my cross stitch camp piece, so I really didn't put any time into my flag. I worked on it, I think, only one day. Here, cover up it.
Okay. We always cover up that.
I finished off
The
the red
all
ones
done.
I started, and I did a couple more.
Are you gonna go all across the red line?
I'm gonna go across red, and then I'm gonna go across white, and then I'm gonna go across red.
Okay.
But I'm gonna put in blue, even on the whites, I'm gonna put in blue here and there.
Here's your magazine bag.
I have to be careful when I'm folding this, because it's got a needle minder on it, and I don't wanna lose the needles. Then, this is the last Flosstube Frenzy until probably October. I'll show it to you again, because I'm not working on it during the summer because
You got all your other.
of
summer
cross
stuff.
stitch camp and other things. So while I'm watching Helen D, I work on There's a Hare in My Garden. This does not look appreciably different than the last time you saw it. It should, but for some reason with this project is cursed. For every stitch I put in, I take out 2. So I'm working on the
No.
last bunny.
Let me see. Chocolate bunnies. With frosting.
Yeah, I think once I start on the flowers again, I think it'll go faster. And when I'm watching Stitching with the Housewives, I do And to All a Good Night by Stitching with the Housewives. Did I say the last one was a hands-on design?
Yep.
I was wondering
I think
what that
so.
was.
I thought you did.
What that
You
was.
said the name of the pattern.
And I added another snowflake, and I'm starting on the word to. I put in 3 stitches of the O. And then I said, I'm done with this for now.
I just can't get over that fabric. Every time you take it out, I love the fabric.
Yeah, I knew I didn't want black on that, and I don't remember why. I don't mind stitching on black, but obviously I have black. When I'm watching the Runner Stitcher, I work on Silent Night, and I'm putting in Santa Claus. But then I had white, so I went down to the next snowflake a little bit, and then I said, I'm tired of this. It'll be nice to get back to these after and if I finish cross stitch camp and my WIP-GO and all that, I'll pick it up again.
Yeah.
But I won't show it to you until October. This one I may continue working on this month. Erica Michaels Americana Blues. Although I will put in the 1776 over here. And I will finish this little row that evens out with 1776. And then I may stop and say, that's enough. Because this patterning stuff
Can I
drives me bananas.
No, I mean
The glittery fabric, my eyes just I can't do 32 count very easily anymore. And this glitter, when I bought this fabric, I had no problem doing glittery 32 count. But now, thinking about buying one of those magnifying lights
Yeah.
for 2 reasons. I sit in a very strange way to get near the light, and I think that that's affecting my body. But also, I want to be able to see and work on 32 count.
Does your neck light help? The one
Yes.
I gave you?
Yeah, my neck light helps quite a bit, but it makes all these shadows.
Oh, yeah. Sometimes it's too bright. Like it makes you like, especially like when I use metal needles, it glints
Yeah.
off of it.
Mm-hmm.
So I may do that. And if I do that, I will not cry about, not having the pattern done all the way, because it's either that or not finish it at all. And lastly, when I work on, when I watch Stitchin' Mommy, because of all of her full coverage pieces, I work on Heaven and Earth Designs Mini Snowman Nut Snuggle. Artwork by Donna Gelsinger. I am not very far, but I am further than the last time you saw it.
You've been working on it consistently. That's all that matters.
I work on it once a week, and
That's
I
great.
work on it for half an hour once a week. Is that a lot of stitching? No, I'm not one of those people that puts in thousands of stitches a week. I wish I were.
Maybe you are. Just you have it spread across a lot of projects, so that's okay.
I do have a lot of projects, don't I?
So you
Yeah.
probably do 1,000
Anyway.
stitches. Those are just boring people who only have one thing to do.
No, there's some that put in
No, I
thousands
know.
of stitches on many projects. It's just not me. So last week our question was, are you stitching any Americana stuff?
Mm-hmm.
And we do have some viewers that's all they're working on, or
Oh,
they're
cool.
working on, a few projects like that.
Yeah, I have the Worthy Patriot that I started, but and I have a couple that I'm doing as part of Crossstitch Camp in July and August, and then I have 2 others that that I was just thinking. One of them I was thinking about starting on Father's Day, and the other one, just finding another
Yeah.
special day to start it on.
Did I bring the Raven over here, or did I talk about it last week?
The Raven.
The Raven's Moon, moon.
Oh,
with the-
you talked about it last
Did
week.
I talk about that I'm
Yeah.
going to work on it?
Yeah.
Sorry.
That's okay.
in August,
Vicky.
right?
August
Vicky
1st.
said, I'm currently stitching several patriotic themes this month, and I'll continue throughout July, maybe even August. Chris T says, I plan to quilt my Thimble Blossoms flag quilt and put borders on another Americana quilt that I started last year. Purchase a cross-stitch pattern in honor of the 250.
I wish I had an Americana quilt.
Yeah, that'd be neat. Homespun in Wales says not in the USA, so it's not something we celebrate. I still can't get my head around your country is only 250 years old. Most of the houses in our village are older than that. My house is 140 years old. That's amazing. Yeah, I always think, so what I think about is like when Benjamin Franklin was in France or in Europe asking for money for the Revolutionary War, or for the War of Independence, Mozart was also in salons there
Oh, wow.
performing.
Yeah.
And I think of Mozart as very old
Uh-huh.
and Benjamin Franklin as new,
Uh-huh.
but actually they were contemporaries,
Yeah.
which like
Yeah.
it blows my mind to think
Yeah,
about
because
that.
Mozart died in 1790.
Yeah, and like
or something like that.
I think my husband always talks about the Oboe Concerto or something being written in 1776, and he's
Mhm.
like, "This is as old as the country," and I'm like, those two things never
Yeah,
seem
yeah.
compatible
You think
to me.
of Mozart, being
like ancient music
Yeah,
or
uh-huh.
old.
As my mom would call it, long hair music.
I mean, just being like so much older. We didn't talk about a question this week, but I'm going to ask one. I'm going to take over the question of the week. So I always, when I'm knitting or something, I always pick something to watch, like a movie or something. Sometimes I watch YouTube stuff, but mostly I like to watch a movie. And there's been times when I sit and spend like my whole knitting time going, I don't know what I'm gonna watch. I don't know what I'm gonna watch. So I have recently found some series that I like, and then I know what I'm gonna watch. So right now I'm watching through ER, the original old ER, and I knew I had watched it a lot, and I remembered certain episodes, but I know I didn't watch the whole thing. I wasn't that faithful. So it's been interesting I'm like now in season 6, and it's been really interesting to watch. And I always know when I sit down, I know what I'm going to watch, so I don't waste time looking. So I want to ask you all, what do you watch? If you watch something, what do you watch while you're doing your crafts?
Do you watch Flosstube? Do you watch movies? Do you listen to
we know you watch us. But in addition to watching us, what else do you choose?
You listen to audiobooks?
Yeah, audiobooks. That's really cool. If you watch any series, if you know a good series on like Netflix, Prime Video, HBO Max, one of those, I'm
Matlock.
glad to hear it, because I'm always looking for something.
Not the old-fashioned Matlock, the new Matlock.
New one, yeah, that's
the
fun.
woman.
So yeah, so let us know. What do you do do you do something else? What?
Kathy Bates.
Yeah, Kathy Bates.
Yeah.
She's so cool. Do you do something else while you're doing your craft, and what is that? Do you listen to music, watch movies, or
some
shows,
people listen to
audio?
audiobooks?
Yeah, so Eve said audiobooks. While your hands are busy and you're doing something else.
That's why I was singing when I was getting this project ready to start, because I was watching Meet Me in St. Louis last
I
night.
love that
while I was
movie.
doing this.
Yeah, I went to the bathroom or something, and that's right by her room, and I heard it, and I went, "Where did you find that?"
Well, okay, I like that movie, but can we just talk about that kid? There's something wrong with that daughter. The little one.
Margaret O'Brien.
No, yeah. That little kid, like, always talking about death and running around the city with no suit. Where is she? I don't know. She's probably helping the Iceman.
Yeah. And she was talking.
Nobody knows where she is.
Yeah, she was talking to the Iceman about her. This doll of hers. She has 4 fatal diseases.
I know. And then she goes and murders her snow family. So I've always wondered about that child, but
that would not fly in today's society.
No, but anyway, but I do love that movie. I know a lady who, while she's knitting, she reads books, and I'm like, how do you do that?
How can you read a book?
I know, but she does. She actually reads. Now, there's been times when I've been so hooked on a book on my Kindle that I don't want to put it down, but I can't just sit there. I mean, I do it when I'm in bed. I will read, but so I do a lot of audiobooks. But I was like so interested. I had it kind of propped up, like on my Kindle, kind of propped like this, and I was actually doing it for a while. I was reading, and then looking at because a lot of knitting you can do without your eyes.
Yeah.
Not so much cross stitch, obviously, but anyway. But she reads while she knits.
We were talking about sleep stitching.
No, I'm so bad at it.
That sometimes I'll do that. I'll fall asleep with my needle halfway at her. Or what's worse is when I fall asleep and I've pulled the needle off somewhere, and it's on my bed somewhere. But also, what I have cross stitch nightmares, because I'll dream that I skipped over a section, or I like kept stitching, and I'm like I stitched beyond where I was gonna do whatever. I have cross stitch nightmares.
We just found the titles for this video. I don't think I've ever dreamed about knitting.
Oh God, I dream about cross stitching all the time.
That's funny.
Yeah.
That's very funny.
I have very vivid dreams. I remember them from when I was a kid, certain dreams.
Yeah.
But
But we have to stop her, because she will tell you every detail of every dream she's ever had.
But I just mean, that there. So that I think that's why I dream about cross stitch, because it's
doing all
it's
day.
very present. It's what I'm doing, and it's just in the forefront of my mind.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I don't remember my dreams unless they're very bad.
Yeah. But sleep stitching. So I have 2 policemen in the house that prevent me from sleep stitching. Because they'll be like, Mom, you're falling asleep. You're going to drop a stitch. I'm like, I am not. Sometimes I sit in my chair. One night, I was kind of tired, and I just got in my recliner. I wasn't knitting, but I looked at my husband. I said, I'm going to sit here, and I probably will fall asleep, and you are going to let me. You're not going to tell me don't fall asleep or wake up or go. I am going to sleep right here in my chair, and you're going to let me. And he's like, okay.
I remember Mom would say, I wish somebody would tell me to go to bed.
Oh my gosh, no, the other day I was obsessed because I'm like, I'm almost done with this thing. I'm almost done. I'm just going to do one more section, and I'll do one more section, and one more section. And finally I'm like, I gotta go to bed.
That's how I was with that autumn owl etching, because I'd gotten to the point where, like, you know, I was thinking, okay, because like I had a very deliberate plan about this owl to how to, you know, finish it. So I had to was trying to, you know, I'm gonna turn around here and I'm gonna do this and whatever. And then I had just like this little, you know, framing part around him, and it's kind of like a broken frame, you know, border. So there's a little corner here, and there's a gap, and there's a corner
I'm just
here.
gonna do it.
And I thought, you know, yeah, I could do this tonight. And I'm like, no, I'm not gonna do it. I'm just I can do it in the morning when I'm wide awake.
I finally got to the point where I only had 2 rows left, and then the bind off, and I thought, I could do that. No, it's 3 o'clock in the morning, and I have to go to work. What am I doing? So I was just obsessed because I'm like, I'm almost done. When I get to the where I can see the finish line, I get really bad because I'm just like, no, I got to do it.
Well,
and then I'm sitting there
with that project. Once I start getting sleepy with the crochet. Once I start getting sleepy,
put it down.
I'm gonna make a mess.
Yep.
So, and I hate taking out messes because it just feels like such a waste of time. And now I'll go and pick up cross stitch. It's easier to frog. It's easy to frog mistakes with crochet. Very easy to frog them. Hard to find them. Hard to see them.
Yeah.
Until you're like way past it.
Yep.
And you can't just cut it out like you can with cross stitch when it's like in here last time I was cutting out a mistake. You can't just cut it out. You have to.
You have to find it. And
you have to find it and unravel it to that.
And
you
figure
put a
out
stitch
where you were in the pattern.
Yeah, you put a stitch there, a stitch marker there, so you don't go too far.
Right.
You know, so if I get really sleepy, but I want to stay up for some reason, like if my son's coming home from work at the normal time, I'd like to stay up and wait for him. That way I don't put his dog in the kennel. Because if I put his dog in the kennel, he will not take him out. So, but if he comes home while I'm still awake, his dog will sleep in his bed with him. And that's because it's dark and he just goes on to his room and goes to bed. Lately, they are very short-handed at their intake facility. And so they're making the guys take turns going and working there. And he says it's not hard. It's basically just sitting around waiting for people to be arrested, and they come and, you know.
Yeah, book them into jail or whatever.
Book them in. And he says, it's not difficult work. He says, but sometimes I'm so tired.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
When have you ever been like trying to watch a show and you start to fall asleep and you're like, oh, I missed a part, so I'm going to rewind it. And you fall asleep in the same spot.
Yes.
Like, wait, I missed it. Dang it. I must have missed the whole section. And you're like, okay, I'm going to stay awake this time. And you still like, you just wink out. It's like a quiet spot or something, and you just keep winking out. And then when you finally watch it, you realize you didn't really miss anything. It was just like a quiet spot, and you didn't miss anything.
Beth fell asleep during the movie that we went to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mandalorian?
The Mandalorian, yeah. There's a section where, I don't know, something happened, but I'm like, I mean, I didn't really miss anything of the story. I just missed a little sequence. I'm like,
How would you know exactly?
because you can figure it out because it's not rocket science. But what cracks me up is the second Sherlock Holmes movie that Robert Downey Jr.
I
did.
still have not watched it all the way through because I cannot.
There's a
stay
section.
awake.
There's a part in there. I mean, little by little, I've piecemeal. I've seen the whole thing, but for the longest time, whenever I would watch it,
I had the same.
Was a
exact
Game of
problem.
Shadows. That I would fall asleep at a certain point, and I'm like,
What is it about that movie?
yeah,
Is it like
there's
some
too
kind
much
of
talking,
subliminal?
I think, or something.
Yeah, too quiet, too
Is
talky.
it boring?
It's
Kind
not
of.
boring
I
exactly.
said,
but-
is it boring?
Yes, I said kind of.
Yeah,
I've never seen it.
maybe. Yeah,
Because
I mean, it depends on what you think is
it
boring.
wasn't
but,
interesting to me. But
Yeah.
but it must be not interesting to you because you can't stay awake.
Well, it is interesting but it's just the vibe is so
Yeah.
low,
Yeah.
like so quiet.
there's parts of
and
it
so
that are very talky. Yeah,
And yeah. But I think I fell asleep in the theater when I saw it in the
yeah,
theater.
I did. Yeah, I did.
That's a bad review. You can't even stay awake with popcorn. But no, when we went to see Return of the Jedi, I fell asleep in my favorite part. I couldn't believe it. We were at Symphony Hall and the orchestra was playing, and it was really exciting and cool. But there was just a moment where, Darth Vader's monologuing, and then there's that point where Luke finally he gets really mad, and they're both wearing black, and it's all the blue lights, and he starts just wailing on him, and the music is gorgeous, and I missed it with the orchestra there. Mark was like, "That's so cool," and I'm like, "Oh, dang it, I missed it." That's my favorite spot, though.
There's in one of the series, I think it's in. What is the guy that taught Anakin?
Obi-Wan.
Obi-Wan. I think it's in Obi-Wan, where there's this fantastic lightsaber duel between Vader and Obi-Wan, and because he doesn't believe that he should have lost the battle there on when he became Obi-Wan, and that he's much better now and all that, and I'm like,
Yeah.
it's a wonderful scene. They choreographed it beautifully. Did you watch the making of those things?
Mm-mm.
They, in order to choreograph the lightsaber scenes, they watch sword masters battling. They're not playing, but they're playing.
Right.
Yeah. So they watch swords.
Right. Of course.
Yeah, and that's how they get such good battles, lightsaber duels going, but this one, especially with the music behind it,
Yeah.
the music really makes it. God, I love those Lego flowers. They're so pretty.
So the Lego flowers.
The purple one,
These are here. This.
yeah, they're just
Isn't that cool?
specialty Legos and just
Yeah, Eli got me this, I think some birthday or Mother's Day. He always buys me Lego flowers. That's his thing. And I think this was the first set he bought me.
I was just looking over there, looking at those little blue
I
flowers.
like these, yeah. The
Yeah.
little blue ones. They're so cute. And yeah, I have a new one. I have a whole bunch at my desk that he's gotten me. I love them. But, well, I don't want to keep you from your cross-stitch nightmares.
Yeah, we're gonna
I was
have
gonna
to.
say when I'm stitching it, I stitch pretty much into the late wee hours of the morning or whatever, and because I'll stitch and I'll fall asleep for a while, then I'll stitch and because I'll get up and go to the bathroom and I come back and I'm wide awake, and so I'll stitch for a while, but I'm trying to go to bed when it's when it's late and get some actual sleep on purpose, and so I'll kind of pack up my cross stitchy stuff, and I have a light on my headboard, you know, because I stitch lying in bed, and so I have a light on the headboard that I stitch with, and so when I decide I'm going to go to sleep, and so I'll pack up all, you know, my stuff and and turn that light off, you know, because usually at some point I turn off my overhead light in my room, and so I just have the little stitching light, and so I'll turn that off, you know, to go to sleep. And my cat, he'll be dozing on at the foot of the bed, you know, while I'm stitching and everything else. And the minute I turn off that light, he comes and lies down on top of me. Because that's, you know, that's like, oh, she's going to sleep. Thank you.
No, my cat will sleep, like full on sleep, dreaming while I'm knitting, and then when I go to bed, that's when he wakes up. And acts a fool. Completely acts a fool.
Well, we need to get home to feed our
Yes.
dogs.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, thank you so much for joining us for another week of crafting and blabbing. And we're so glad you're here. We hope you're cooler than us, because it is too hot already. It is June, so it's supposed to be hot now, right? It's supposed to be getting hot.
I
But
kind of burned my hand coming
I'm
out of the house.
Yeah,
really surprised.
The handle on the door.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have a
it's
western facing house? Oh no, that's the worst. That's the worst. Our office doors face west, and that door gets so hot.
It's like my doctor's office has one of those little rubber grippy things on the handle.
I know. I finally got a good steering wheel grip though. It really helps with the heat. So and I'm using my fishing glasses, my what do you call them? Polarized fishing glasses, and I use those to drive to work and drive home, and it actually really helps in the evenings now. I'm like, I can do this. I can actually see. So we hope you're staying cool, and we hope you have a good week, and we will see you again next time.
Right.
Bye. It's like, look at the camera, you guys. Bye.